Today I'd like to talk about a balloon. We all walk around with a balloon all day long, some of us. The balloon is our imagination. The balloon is our fantasies. What we imagine is going to be, what we imagine should be, what we imagine could be. All these things that everybody tells us that this is just the way that life should be. And we have these things wandering around inside our mouth. Once upon a time, somebody came to Rav Lugassi, newly married. Rav Lugassi asked him, "How are you? Manishma?" His response was, sour face. And the Rav asked him, "Do you think there's anybody out there that ever got everything that they want?" None of us. Nobody gets exactly what they want in life. You have a job, never works out to be exactly the way you imagined it to be. You get married, never works out exactly the way you imagined it was going to be. The idea, the fantasy, the concept you had in your mind, it's not there. People live with a lot of thoughts, imagination, and many times we don't get what we want. There's never been a person that got all of the things that he imagined, all the things that he felt, thought, conceived of in his mind. It never ever happens. Some of us walk around all day long living in dreams, constantly thinking, constantly fantasizing what could be with this thing or that thing in all different areas of life. And the problem is that we don't get what we want. The reason is because we have our plan and Hashem has the plan. I was in hospital with somebody the other day, a good friend of mine, should be well, and he was telling me, he said, "You know what, so many years I've been healthy, I've been well, thank God, married off so many children, grandchildren, and I could think to myself now, in the urology department, suffering, having gone through kidney stones and now other stuff, I could be sad, I could be upset. But I realize, it's pretty amazing that somebody can realize this in that state. But I realize that in life, often we think that I have my plan, God has his plan, my plan's pretty good, but ultimately, God's plan is the one that's going to be. It's completely wrong. The truth is, there only is God's plan. There only is what Hashem wants. And therefore, he said about himself that even now, though now he's suffering terribly in the hospital, very, very difficult. But you know what? We should be just as grateful to Hashem now that he's going through this, because it's also part of Hashem's plan. It's very, very difficult for most people to think like that. But the truth is that many times in our mind, this is what we're doing to ourselves. We inflate this gigantic balloon in our minds of what we think should be, or we imagine marriage should be like. And then boom, it's not like that. Yeah, when we imagine a certain experience should be like, and we build it up in our minds, and it's just not what it was meant to be, or the way that we imagined it was going to be. And the balloon just bursts. Suddenly we realize it's not, and it's very disappointing. But the truth is, it should actually be the other way around. When the balloon bursts, and we suddenly realize that we're living in reality, that's when we should be happy. Because we should realize, Yesh Manig Labira, Hashem is controlling everything. He's the manhig, he's the one that controls, and he knows what's best for us. It's a very difficult pasuk, very difficult verse, which we say actually many times a day. In Ashrei, in Birchat Hamazon, the grace of the meals, we say, Poteach et yadecha umasbiya lechol charatzon. Hashem, open up your hand and give to every person, to every living being, masbiya, his satisfaction or her satisfaction according to their will. Seemingly, this doesn't seem correct. Because on the one hand, you could be talking about everybody. Hashem opens his hand to everybody, but then it says that everybody is satisfied. Everyone is satisfied. I ask you, are we really satisfied? Are we really happy with what we have? So the answer is, it's not going according to our will. It's going according to Hashem's will. Hashem does not relate to your fantasies. Rather, he relates to your true inner desire of what you truly want to be. That's what Hashem looks at. He looks at your true potential of what you can be. Many times Hashem realizes that you're going to be better off not getting the job, even though you got to the third stage of the interview. You're better off without that job. Sometimes relationship, it's on the verge of getting engaged, a long-term relationship. And God realizes, this is not your spouse. This is not the one that you're meant to be living your life together with. And he stops it. It's painful. But sometime later you realize it's really part of Hashem's plan. Hashem had a greater plan. I'll tell you a story. Actually, the story of my sister-in-law's grandmother from Hungary. That's actually a famous story. I don't know if it could be it happened elsewhere as well. That they set up sukkah's time. They built a sukkah. They bought it in their property, in the apartment that they were renting. And the Baldira, the landlord, said, I'm terribly sorry. You're building a structure without permission. You're going to have to take it down. It's an illegal structure. To which they replied, but this is our property. We have the right to build what we want over here. And he said, no, you don't have a right to go and build this structure here. Take it down. So lo and behold, took it to court. He managed to get, obviously, somehow or other, he actually got them into court almost immediately afterwards. And fortunately for them, by providence, the judge was a Jew. Not a religious Jew, but a Jew who knew enough what sukkahs is. When it came to the verdict, the judge gave a verdict that the landlord is correct, the structure must be taken down, and I'm giving 8 days for this structure to be dismantled. Of course, the guy realized what had happened. He wasn't happy. And he proceeded for the next 7 or 8 days to use that sukkah as his own personal lavatory, his own personal toilet. It's very, very uncomfortable. And after that, the family decided, you know what, enough's enough. This is in about 1930, late 30s. And guess what? They decided we're picking up, we're selling up, and they moved to Israel. Sadly, there was almost not a single survivor from the village that they were in, not a single Jew that survived the Holocaust from that village. So that very disappointing experience, a very difficult, painful experience, actually saved their life. Amazing thing. You have to realize that Hashem is the one who's in control. You have to realize that Hashem is the one who knows exactly what's right for us. He's Tov u'Meitiv, He's good and He does good. He does absolute good. And even when we go through difficulties, real challenges, real losses, it's because Hashem has the big picture, knows what's right for us. And perhaps therefore we can take a lesson from Poseach es yadecha masbiya l'chol charatzon. Rav Dina says, Poseach es yadecha is a pasuk comprised of 7 words with 24 letters. 24/7. The Seichet Yedercha teaches us that Hashem is constantly opening up His hand and in His benevolence is giving to us. Constantly. Every single second. 24/7. And therefore we should think to ourselves and realize Hashem is the one who's in control. Hashem is the one who's giving you life. He's giving us everything. Every iota of our lives is coming from Him. Interestingly enough, says Rav Duna, there's another pasuk. It's also 24/7. It's a verse in Tehillim, chapter 107. Very first verse there says, Hoidu Lashem ki tov ki la'olam chazdoi. Interestingly enough, the word hoidu, thanks. Hoidu Lashem, the word hoidu there is spelled Hey Dalad Vav with 3 letters. It's the only place I think in Tehillim it's spelled with 3 letters. And therefore, but the amazing thing is now, those 7 words now have 24 letters. So therefore the message to us is Hoidu Hashem ki tov ki la'olam chazdoi. Give thanks to Hashem. Ki tov, because He's good. Ki la'olam chazdoi. It's always Hashem's chesed. It's always Hashem's giving. He's constantly giving to us. So we need to take those 2 24/7s, realize that Hashem is giving to us constantly, and realize that we need to be grateful to Hashem constantly for what He's giving to us. And therefore, when we don't have something, when we don't feel masbi'a l'chol charatzon, we don't feel satisfied, we can take a pin and we can burst that balloon, the balloon of the imagination, and realize if I don't have something right now at this second, say a bracha in the morning every single day, that Hashem does for me all of my needs. That means literally all of my needs. Everything that I could possibly want or need at this moment, has already been taken care of. Even if I don't have as much money in my account as I would like. Even if, chas v'chalila, somebody's not feeling well. But at that moment, they have everything that they're supposed to have. For sure, they should take the medication. For sure, they should go to doctors. For sure, they should have whatever treatment they need. But right now, at this moment, we have everything that we want. And the same, by the way, applies to relationships. Same applies to jobs. Same applies to absolutely everything. The same applies to your Torah learning, to your growth. Applies to everything. Even applies to your middos. We have to work on our character. We have to improve ourselves. We have to constantly be working on improving ourselves. But even when we're holding right now, we're not quite as sensitive, as nice as this other person. It's okay. We'll work on it. Don't feel bad. Don't feel second like you're a second-class citizen. No. Just keep on working on yourself. Keep on realizing that it's all in Hashem's hands. This is how Rav Lugassi finishes. He says, if you are wise, take down your fantasies. Take away all your imagination, your imagined car, the Lexus you're going to get, the house you're going to own, the mansion. Understand that what you have, the reality of your life, is just right. And tell yourself, come, let's live with the reality. Let's align ourselves to a reality, to exactly the way that things are. And that's how I will reach my perfection. My perfection is not your perfection. We all have our different perfection. We have to just strive to get there. And if you're going to be stubborn, and you want to allow those imaginary thoughts to swell inside your mind, you're just going to find you're not going to be happy. And you're going to feel neglected. Because according to you, you didn't get what you wanted. because you're still living inside the balloon of imagination. HaKadosh Baruch Hu had mercy. He helped you. How did he help you? He burst the balloon and he showed you this is the reality. Exactly what you have. Exactly the situation where you're living. The apartment you're in, the neighbors you have, the family you have. It's exactly designed for you. Stop living. I'm talking to myself as well. Stop living with fantasies. Start living according to the reality. The reality that Hashem has placed for me, for you, for all of us. And as we say in the Torah, if you will surely listen to the voice of Hashem your God, if you will surely listen to Him and accept what He's given you, of course, aspiring always to try and do more, then you'll have a happy life, not only in the next world, but also in this world. And Be'ezus Hashem every single day. Have a wonderful day.